Icons, 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 yes, we the icons. Icons, 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 yes, we the icons.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Icons of the UAE Season 2. My name is Pavitra, and with me, I cannot wait to have and mine into some interesting conversation with this icon today.
You know, pressure is what bursts pipes, but the same pressure can create diamond, and that's why diamonds are a rarity. There is somebody who does not just deal with rare gems, but is a rare breed himself. Mr. Dev Shetty is the founder and CEO of Gaston International.
Hello and welcome to our show. You're looking fantastic.
Hi, Bhavita. Thank you for receiving me. And I'm seeing something shiny in your hand, a very nice emerald, it's so beautiful.
So tell us about this emerald. Let's start with that. I'm gonna hand over this ring to you.
It always follows me wherever I go. I think this is a very beautiful green gemstone, we call emerald.
Right.
It's amazing, nice size, beautiful color.
Right.
And I can see you're wearing it for astrological reason because it should be touching your finger, right?
Exactly, but I thought it's supposed to be on this finger, but that's not the case.
No, it doesn't have to be. I think
Okay.
till the time it touches your finger, I think it should be more than enough.
I can see the prosperity coming in. Of course, that's you.
Thank you.
But from now, I think people must have gotten the notion that I'm talking to somebody who definitely knows about gems, someone who knows about mining. Tell us about how did it all start?
Look, it was not planned, I would say.
Right.
I think sometimes you say it's all destiny. I think with me, I'm born in Mumbai. I'm not a mining engineer. I'm not a geologist. I don't have any connection with gemstone. My family is not a jeweler. So it was a destiny, I would say. Sometimes you say, the things are planned to be happen. It happened with me.
Yeah.
I landed in England in 2005. Then moved to London in 2007.
So no background of gemstones or gemology whatsoever.
Oh, no.
You had no clue about it.
Nothing.
How did that begin? How did you fall in love with the gemology and gemstones? How did
I
that
think it
happen?
was more passion, I would say. I think that took over, more than my background.
Right.
My history in color gemstone started when I was shipped to turn around a company in London.
Yeah.
The company was bleeding at the peak of the recession. It was in the verge of shutdown. And I went there. I was sent there to turn around the company. I first landed in Zambia in 2010.
Right.
And I remember the then CEO of the company and the then owner of the company, he said to me, Dev, what do you think about the company? And I came back from the trip from Zambia and I said, in 6 years, I can make this company $500 million company.
You said that.
I said that. And he said, Dev, if you make it, I'll give you a jet. And it happened in 5 years' time, not 6 years' time.
Oh my God.
But I did not get the jet. That's what I would say. But what struck me in my first visit in Zambia was, when you go inside the mine and when you see emerald coming out of the mother nature, it's just like the baby coming out of the mother's womb.
Oh, wow.
It's so amazing. And when I was holding the first rough emerald, right 100 meters from the surface, my hands were shaking and it could connect with me. And I think that is what fascinated me.
Right.
And that passion is all along with me for last 15 years.
Right.
It started with Zambian emerald. I built the world's largest emerald mine in Zambia. In 2011, I went to Mozambique, bought a ruby mine for the same company, lived there for 4 years and built what is now the world's largest ruby mine,
Wow.
And it has been all along, my life in the last 15 years.
What an incredible journey, right? Would you call it that as a turning point, you moving to Zambia and starting the largest mining company there?
I would say so. I think when I went there, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, to be honest. The soldiers were down. People were looking on the verge of closure.
Yeah.
And I had to start from the scratch.
Yeah.
But what struck me was, one, the people, and second was the gemstone itself.
Correct.
And I knew, that I have enough experience of turning around company. And I said, I'm in the right place now at the right time. And I could do it. And it happened. Within 3 years, 2009, 10, 11, it was already a profitable company.
Right.
Then I ventured out into Mozambique, bought that mine, lived there in a very difficult terrain, with 3 people, 2 Indians, and not knowing, what we are supposed to do. And we went there, we lived there. very difficult terrain. We lived in the tent. We built the mine right from the scratch. And within 3 years, we delivered our first auction. And more importantly, we built what is now the world's largest ruby mine.
Oh, that's crazy. You know what? Your trajectory in your career has not been as rosy as it sounds right now. From here, I went there and I did this and I went there. Of course, those places weren't very favorable, I can say.
Yeah.
But let's go back to Chennai.
Yeah.
You know, the beginning of it all.
Yeah.
The first negotiation that you did in your career, in your life,
Yeah.
to get to where you are today.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Look, I would say, it takes me like right to my childhood. I was 15-year-old when my father sadly passed away. It happened all of a sudden. And we did not have much when he left. And we would struggle even to continue here, like having food for 2 days. And after he passed away, suddenly within a week, we saw like bank knocking into our door. And my mother, she didn't know that the house has been mortgaged, although it was a small house, but that was where we all used to live, 5 of us. And suddenly we now come to know that we are going to lose our house. And the bank guy keeps coming, every day is coming, every day is coming. And my mother said, look, I can't cope up with this pressure. Let's go and talk to the bank. And I and my mother went to the bank, and there is a document in front of her. And the bank says, sign, can you please sign, because your husband owes us a lot of money. And 15-year-old boy, not seen even a single piece, not read a legal document, start reading. And the document clearly says that my mother is going to take over the debt from my father. And I told the bank manager, like, this is not what you said to us. You said you're going to restructure the loan, but here you want us to take over all the debt. But
Without having any knowledge whatsoever.
without not having all knowledge. He said, you know what, you guys owe us. I said, of course, we are not running away, but you can't tell us to pay tomorrow. That's what this document says. He said, okay, let me talk to my boss and we'll come back to you. Then I went, I spoke to the manager. He waived off a lot of the loans. He said, okay, where there are special scheme, we can do that. And we luckily saved our house. And that became our home for like next 15 years. And that along, and that house is still there. We kept that house as a memory for the family because that was a house my father bought. Although still small, but that is a symbol for us to remind that where we started our journey. And you know what I always say, Pavitra, is life is a best example where it teaches you the best. When you're thrown into the grind and you go and
Thrown off the deep end, right?
Absolutely. And I think that is what, if you come out of it, and I think that is the best way you learn your experience from. And that was my first negotiation, I would say. And then after that, I negotiated a lot of stuff. I started quite early in my life, and I started working at the age of 16, to make the means for the family.
Yeah.
And I negotiated with a film producer for putting a team together for a TV episode. I negotiated a tournament in Bhavan's College. That used to be the hub. The Bhavan's canteen used to be a business place for 3 of us, and negotiated a football tournament. A lot of small stuff I used to do for 3 years. But one thing I have to say, I give a lot of credit to my mom, is she said, like, no matter what you do, you have to complete your education. And that helps you a lot.
Yeah. Do you think in the world of gems among humans, would you give yourself a diamond that has gone through so many pressures?
Look, I think I would answer it a little bit differently. I always believe the best gem are the people. When we go and interact with people, I go to difficult places. I go to places where normal people won't go. I go to places like Colombia. I built a mine, which in the past was a green war zone. I lived there for a couple of years. Built
A war zone?
Yeah, in the past, in 70s and 80s.
Oh,
right?
wow.
But now it's all safe, but I bought a mine there, which was basically not been done for 15 years. And what very important thing I will say, Pavitra, is when you go and build mines, you're not building mine from economics point of view only. You build livelihood around the community. You take the community all along with you. You take it with them, and you grow everyone together. And I've been a big believer that no matter what you do, you have to do it on a very long-term basis. I don't like short-term projects. I don't like to have only my own benefit. Everybody should be benefited, including community. The true gems is where we operate. I have been a big believer of that.
But you still didn't answer. What gem would you be?
Look, I like Colombia a lot. I've been a big fan of
I know what you're
Colombia.
getting at.
And I love Colombian emerald.
But why gemstones? Why did you get interested into gemstones, and why did you think that I could do this? Who gave you that thought? Who planted?
Look, I think I have to give a lot of credit to my private equity house where I worked. I joined when I came out of southeast of England. I just moved to London to be with my then girlfriend,
Okay.
and who is now my wife, Yogita.
Okay.
And I have to give a lot of credit because she said, let's be together. And I moved to London without a job. I did not have a job for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I was enjoying. Those were the peak of London, I would say. I took a sabbatical those period of time.
This was the 90s? When was
This was 2007, not long ago.
Yeah.
I would say, just before recession kicked in.
Yeah.
Great time, I would say. We had like brilliant time out there. And I used to get interview calls and I used to relax. And my wife, Yogita, said, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not come to London to enjoy. You
Yeah.
have to
Get up and start working. Yeah.
And I remember this company, the fund that eventually where I got hired, they called me for the interview. They gave me 2 dates, either come today or tomorrow.
Right.
I said, I'll come tomorrow because today is India-Pakistan match. So I went the next day. I got a job not knowing where I'm going into. It was a startup private equity house. I entered the office. I gave the interview. They said, okay, you can come for the next day. I went to Yogita and I said, you know what, I've been called for the second round. And you won't believe that was my first interview I ever done in my life. I never gave interview before. And she said, you know what, maybe they just called you for the second round. But I went to the second day. There enters a man who is an icon in mining industry called Brian Gilbertson. And he's the guy who created the world's largest mine in the world, mining company in the world, which still exists.
Yeah.
And is still #1 company in the world. And he is the owner of that fund. And he sits with me for 15 minutes. He just asked me one question and he's just staring at me at eyes. Now, I don't know whether I have to look at him or I should move my eyes.
Could be intimidating at that point. And
Yeah,
just
and
don't
that
know
is
what
how
to
my
say.
journey started in that fund. I had a lot of business experience. They thought I can add a lot of value. I did a lot of transaction in those days. I bought a manganese mine. I did a transaction with platinum asset. And one of the mine that I got involved was a gemstone mine. And that mine for 2 years was run by a CEO. At the peak of recession, it lost a lot of money. And when I say lot, it lost a lot of money. And towards the end of 2009, when the recession was right at the peak, the company was supposed to shut down.
Yeah.
And then the partners of the PE fund said, do you want to have a go? Do you want to try to turn around? You have a turnaround experience.
Yeah.
And that's how my journey started. And I went first to Zambia. I saw, I still remember that day when I took the first gemstone in my hand, first emerald in my hand. It's fascinating. Even now when I hold a raw gemstone in my hand,
Does your hand
shakes.
tremble?
It still trembles. It's different, because I was fortunate enough to mine one of the largest gem quality emerald in 2011. But the changing event happened in 2023 when I mined the world's largest ruby the world has ever seen. Gem quality, 101 carat, which we eventually cut into 55 carat. And we sold it to Sotheby's. And it still remains the largest gem quality ruby ever sold in the planet Earth in 700 years. So that experience has always remained with me.
Incredible. And this is exactly my next question, which is, how has the gems industry changed in so many years? Since 2007 or 8, when you got in.
When we got in, our ultimate aim was to organize the trade. Organizing the trade was the most important thing for us. The color gemstone industry never had a leader.
Yeah.
99.9% was unorganized. And we went in to organize the trade, right? And I've been fortunate enough to build the largest color gemstone mine, the largest color gemstone company, first in London. Then I came to Dubai and I built the second largest color gemstone mine in the world. But both put together, I have been fortunate enough to build, which is now 20% of world supply from zero.
Wow.
So we really took it off from zero
That's
to...
a huge margin, Deep.
Yeah.
crazy.
And it has been quite a fascinating experience. It's not easy, I always say God has not made color gemstone in easy places. It's not in America, it's not Canada, it's not Australia.
Where is it?
It's Mozambique, it's Madagascar, it's Colombia, it's Brazil, and
It's usually in the South American and African countries where you
Correct.
find the rarest of...
you also have something in Asia. You have got beautiful emerald coming from Afghanistan. You've got beautiful emeralds coming from Swat Valley of Pakistan.
Yeah.
But again, those are not easy places to operate, right?
Right.
And what I like to do is what others don't like to do. And where I like to go, where others don't want to go. That has been my passion.
I'm sure your wife is a very interesting character because there's a lot that she does for you as a supporting pillar right beside you as a personal manager and someone who manages so much that you do in life. And she's one of the major reasons that you got into CA.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. How did you meet her?
Look, it was a coincidence, I would say. I was working for a chartered accountants firm.
Okay.
And she, along with her friend, came to see me. She was recommended by my boss to come and work for the firm. And she came and I was supposed to take an interview. I took an interview. I saw a resume and she's like a ranker from class 1 to class 10. And she's a ranker in our university and she's like top in the game. And she comes and meets a person. Obviously, I'm quite hardworking, but I've never seen number 1 or even number 10 in my life. And I tell her, are you sure you want to work for a medium-sized firm? And she said, like, I'm not sure. What do you think? I said, like, you're a top ranker all along. Work for something big firm. And then she goes away and she never came back. And I met her after 2 years. And she was in the same library where I was studying and she was also studying. I used to go in the evenings after my work. And I said, I've seen you somewhere. And she said, we met in your office. I said, you're the same girl I'm looking for last 2 years.
What a meet cute.
Yes. But, I have to say, it was a love at first sight for me. And she has got the beautiful smile, which I fell for. And we never like, it has been, we have been associated for the last 23 years.
Right. So would you call her the rarest gem that you've ever met?
She's the rarest of the rare. She's one of the top 3, I would say, the women in my life. I'm a big promoter of women entrepreneur in my career.
Yeah.
And that's because the strength that women gave in my career, starting from my mom, then my sister and my wife, and she has been the biggest support all along for me. She has been my biggest critic, but at the same time, she corrects me many times.
But on this note, we have to bring the person to the show right now. Icons of the UAE Season 2 continues. I'm in conversation with Mr. Dev Shetty, accompanied by the gem of his life. Welcome to the Icons of the UAE Season 2. My name is Pavitra. I was in conversation with Dev Shetty all this while, but now we're going to be accompanied by who he calls the rarest of the rarest gem in his life, his wife, Yogita. Hi, welcome to the show. How do you feel?
I feel great, Pavitra, and thank you for inviting me. It's indeed a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine, Yogita. Do you take all those compliments like that? Does he always give you a compliment, or is it cheesy? Do you find it a little... Stop it. Do you do that?
So I'll take those compliments. It's so nice to hear good things from him.
Yeah. But in general, I think women do find it hard to take compliments, right? We're just like, there's a lot of things that we're doing behind their back. Yeah. We're supporting them with the pillars of strength in their life. So has it ever hit you that, okay, I have done a lot of things because of which he is who he is today?
Honestly, I would like to say yes. I am aware of that fact that I am a strong pillar in his life and his success. I have a contribution in his success because, as you rightly said, as women, we are always hesitant to take that credit.
Yeah.
So for other women, I want to put it in the face and say that yes, we are the contributors in the successful woman's life, and we deserve the equal credit when your husband or your partner is successful.
Give her a pat on her back right now.
Yes. No, but I would like to also mention that I am fortunate enough to have Dave as my partner because we maintained our individual identities.
Correct.
Where when we were in a relationship and we were doing different businesses, I was in banking, he was in business. But when we started together as the partners or as the professional colleagues, he never questioned my identity. One thing about Dave is he is natural. He connects to the people very, very naturally. At home, with my 9-year-old daughter, I see a 7-year-old boy whom she feels is a little silly, he's a little immature. When is dad going to grow up? So he connects with her so naturally, like a child.
Yeah.
But when I see him in the professional environment, when he's talking to the president of a country, he is natural. With the same finesse, he can talk to the new intern in the company. So he has that natural ability to connect with people, and he connects very, very naturally. And I was lucky enough to meet Dave in early stages of my life, who respects me as a person, or in fact, Dave respects everybody as a person.
Yeah.
So I could maintain my identity.
I mean, we had a conversation at some point where I said, Dave, I'm going really aggressively with my career. And he said, I don't mind taking a step back if you become the managing director in the investment bank. Wow. So he's so open-minded, and he has even looked after my daughter during that time when he was moving from his previous company to his own venture. Right. He literally did, he literally had the stories when he told my daughter how he looked after her, how he seen her taking her first steps. I was at work and he was at home, and he called me and said, our daughter has taken her first steps in life. So milestones that you probably missed, but he was there to take care of. He was there to take care of it. So Dave is like, he has extreme personality. He has office, or he has his work and his personal life. Yeah. And at both the places, he's equally committed. And they respect everybody around him without saying. He's fun. So after being fun and having that good humor, still he has that very original respect for the people around him.
Correct.
I love how he's agreed to everything that you're saying and nodding his head is like, yes, 100% right. I don't know how he is at home, but definitely here it looks like it's a very compatible relationship that's going on. But I'm going to put you guys on spot and ask you a couple of questions right after we take this break. In conversation with Yokita and, of course, Mr. Shetty on Icons of the UAE Season 2. My name is Pavitra Menon. We'll be right back. Welcome back to a lovely conversation that we're having right here on Icons of the UAE Season 2. My name is Pavitra. We have Dave Shetty and his wife Yokita with me. Hello, welcome back. How are you feeling? Very well. Still nervous? No, I don't think so. I've eased you up. Right? So the most interesting thing about the brand is its name. That's Gaston. And there is a story behind it.
There is.
That you told me off camera. Please tell us.
Gaston is a little bit different than what I've done in my past career. 15 years, people know me for gemstone, but people also know me beyond gemstones. Right. I have built businesses, like I've helped businesses to re-strategize in lithium mine. I built a business in manganese mine. Yeah. For platinum deposit, I've acquired platinum deposit. So I've got that experience beyond gemstone also. What we are trying to do, Gaston, Pavitra, is a little bit different than what I've done before. Like when I first came to Dubai, Dubai was not supposed to happen for us. The home country was London. We were very comfortable. My previous venture was supposed to be in London. Right. But then I got a call from my good friend Ahmed bin Sulayam, the DMCC chairman, and then CEO Gautam Sashital. Yeah. And they both wanted color gemstone industry to be set up in Dubai. Yeah. And when I first came here, and I was a bit skeptical, look, all the glasses are tinted. Color gemstone need non-tinted windows. And they told me, Dave, you just come. I will take the tint out from the largest commercial tower in the Middle East. And I said, Ahmed, are you sure? He said, don't worry, this entire Dubai exchange, the second floor, I will take the tint out for you, but you just come. And he did that. And that's what it says about the ruler in this country. That's how the leadership is. They are so good in attracting
very
business.
Welcoming.
And I came to Dubai in 2017, and the journey and the support has been fantastic from DMCC and Ahmed. And we did the justice. We built the entire color gemstone sector for them.
Fantastic.
In UAE. And in 7 years, now UAE is one of the largest hub for distribution of color gemstones. After this was successfully done, I thought, let's do something different, and take the experience one step above. My dream and my vision with Gaston is to build and make UAE as the mining capital of the world, and UAE has got fantastic opportunity to provide with, like it has got a great infrastructure, good port, developing service industry. But what is missing now is a mining talent and mining resources. So what Gaston is going to do, it's going to look beyond gemstone. We are going to target gold projects across Africa and South America, lithium project, manganese project, iron ore project, and gemstone project. And we will make UAE as a central hub for these investments. And this will go beyond investment, because what we also want to do is to bring the resource into this UAE market where it can process further and it can be distributed across the world. I have a team now under Gaston. We have engineers from Australia, geologists from Canada, our general counsel is from Paris. So people from different aspects of the world with a very strong mining background are going to come to UAE, going to live in Dubai, and we have taken an office in DMCC and Jafsa now.
Congratulations. I can't wait for it to venture out to many places, many countries, and of course, be rooted in India as well.
Thank you very much.
I think that kind of winds up our episode right here on Icons of the UAE. Great talking to you both. Thank you so much, Yogita, for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Shetty, for, of course, giving us so much of your time and telling us so much about gemstones that I did not know and giving us so much of insights. Thank you. There's so much love and respect to both of you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasures all mine. On that note, we're going to be winding up Icons of the UAE. This episode will be back with another icon next time. My name is Pavitra. Stay tuned.
So iconic, we iconic, so iconic. We the legends, we the leaders and guides, yes. Push the progress till end of time, cause we so iconic, yes. We so iconic, yes. We iconic, so iconic. We the legends, we the leaders and guides, yes.
There's a question that popped in our minds that Mr. Shetty in doing diamonds.
Not
How
would
did
be
it happen?
restaurant. No would be restaurant. So it's not a restaurant. It just happened. I think I've been so passionate and committed in this sector. It's been like 15 years. We built 5 mines in most of the difficult places in the planet, I would say. But for me, more than building mines is also the ecosystem that we created in these difficult places. Like we built mines in Colombia, some of the places where people don't want to go. We went there. And yes, I think it's sheer passion. And I've been also fortunate to have some of our great team members I worked with. We now launching a new business in Gaston, where we have a vision of creating UAE as the mining capital of the world. And we are bringing some of the best mining talent from Australia, from Canada, from UK, and from different part of the world. And it's all happening here. And we're also going to add some of the mining resources here.
We iconic, so iconic. Icons, yes, we the icons.